This is the pattern that I am using now, and this is the dress that I made before with this pattern. I found out that this was so see-through that I had to figure out how to make, I had some extra material, so I put like a skirt in it in the bottom. But that made it really bulky in the waistline. So for this new material that I'm using to make another dress, it's going to be darker and not see-through. So I think it'll fit better. And I'm going to use a thinner elastic around the waist so it's less bulky. And I'm making D. And this is the layout for D. So I'm doing this one and this one. Well, I didn't have enough material to put all these patterns on. This is 4, so I'm doing this 4, and I'm just going to have to sew it together right there. This is 8. This has to be on the fold. I have to figure out if the top and sleeve pattern piece has to go on the edge. I don't think it does. Maybe this doesn't have to be on the fold. I don't know. Maybe not. Because on this pattern, on this pattern, it says center fold. It's upside down. This pattern says center fold. Center back seam for number 8. And this is the way they suggested to do it. Yeah, it does say it has it on the fold right here. Yeah. So I'm going to do it and see what the directions lead me to. So anyway. And this one, it says center front seam. This is number 7. So I'm going to put this one down here. I'm trying to figure out how to make all these fit. So I figured out maybe if I put this in the middle, this edge in the middle, then I can do these shirts, the front and the bodice back, to get those to fit like this. I'm having a little bit of trouble. Let's see if I can stretch this out a little bit, make it more flat. Okay, I figured out what I did wrong. With 3A, there's 2 different sizes. This is how you would piece it together for extra small. Well, I tried to fold it like this, and once I cut one out, it wasn't wide enough from the bottom to the top to do the second one. That's why, because that would have been smaller. So on this one, to make it fit, I'm using the extra large. So they show it like this. You do 4 like this, and then 8 is right side up, and 7 is wrong side up. So that's why it didn't fit. So what I figured out is that I can put this number 4 on the wrong side on this folded edge, and I can try to fit this on down here somehow. Do it like this, maybe. Turn it over. And I'll try to make this fit. And this end fit. This is where I cut the one side. And I couldn't get the other side of the Ford to fit. Maybe if I do this, and I put this right in this little corner right here. I don't know if it's gonna work. How about if we do it like this? Will that make it fit? Shoot. Has this ever happened to you? Let me know in the comments. Thanks. Maybe like that. Maybe we could do it like this. I'm going to iron these again. But this fits the 8 up on the wrong side up. So let's take a look. See, they want the 8 right side up and the 7 wrong side up. Huh. So let me see. Maybe I could put this 8 up here and bring this 7 down here. This is a little bit smaller. And maybe I can make it fit like this. Make sure this corner is going to be good. Yep. Now I can do. Yes, I made the mistake on how to lay out the pattern. So this is how it's going to be. Number 7, right side down. Number 8, right side down. Number 4, right side up. I recommend highlighting your size when you're using these patterns, because I started following this one, and it's for extra, extra small, small, and medium. So now I'm highlighting extra large. And also, the directions will say use a 1/4 inch or 3/4 inch at different places of the direction. I'm sewing the top edges. It's number 25 of the pattern. 5/8 of an inch. I switched the pin because I wanted to make sure this edge and this start were perfect. Oops, going off the edge. 5/8. Now I'm going to sew the edge. I'm going to make a finished edge, and I'm using a zigzag stitch. Move this, I'm going to turn this up a little bit. Alright, here we go. And this is how my seam came out. I ironed it first, then I sewed it, then I put my zigzag in, as a decoration, because I didn't like how I tried to cover up these two seams because I didn't know how they were uneven. So every little, you have to be careful
Seam
of
correctly sew
your
every
1/8
measurement.
of an inch, your 3/8 of an inch. You got to make sure that you use the directions to sew. Otherwise, you end up with it all uneven lines. I tried to do it freehand and it didn't work. And then I just tried to cover it up with a zigzag. This is how it looks on the other side. So you really can't tell. Okay, these are the buttonhole that I had to do. And this is where my string is going to go in to here. Now, I had to go through my directions on how to do this. So I went and referred back to my directions that came with my machine. And that showed me how to do it. And then I did a practice one. Also, I had to figure out what kind of button would go in to get the size that I wanted. For instance, this is the size button that I used, is what gave me the size that I wanted that would give me the size buttonhole I wanted to use. 35, and then I stitched front to skirt back at the seams. Number 36, I did not understand at all. So it says to keep elastic from getting stuck in the seam allowances, it's inserted, use fusible web or machine basting to anchor them to garment 1.5 inches from upper edge of skirt. To be sure to remove basting after casing is finished. Did not understand this at all. So I skipped right to 37, and it says with right sides together, pin bodice to skirt, matching centers, notches, and seams. Side seam stitch in 3/4. I should have had this highlighted in the beginning. See these spots? You can go on and accidentally do a 5/8 of an inch. So highlight any differences from the 5/8 inch, because you'll always have seam allowances at 5/8. Because I didn't understand that, and I had to make a piece that goes all the way around so that I can use a pin, safety pin, and put my string that'll make it all the way around. And then I left this open to do the buttonholes so it'll go through to the other side. And then when I'm done threading that, I'll sew that in. All I have to do now is hem the sleeves and hem the bottom of the dress. So after I did view D number 25, then I went down to number 30, stitch center front seam. Then I went to 31, and I finished these like that. And I finished the next edge, and then I did the sleeve, and then I went down to 44, and I did the bottom. The hem on the very bottom. I am sewing this 1 inch, and I'm going to put 1/4 centimeter tucked under at the raw edge, and I'm going to iron it so that it's easy to sew. I changed my mind. I am going to make it 1/2 inch. So we're going to start sewing at 1/2 inch. See? I already pressed it for that, so. And that's, I think that's number 10 there. So let's see what happens. Wait, let me turn this down a little bit so I don't have to, I can still go slow. Learn from my mistakes. Iron first. I'll finish this up. And then when you're done hemming, make sure you iron it to set it in. I'll finish this up. I am measuring this at 5/8 of an inch. And then when I iron it like that, then I go ahead and turn it under and iron it again. Then I'll sew it. Well, I finished my dress. Oh my gosh, I just realized. Look how the flowers are like all around here. And then there's like no flowers, right? I mean, not too many flowers. Not the big ones anyway. And then there's a bunch right at the bottom. That turned out so pretty. And here's the neckline. Here's how the sleeves turned out. I still gotta iron them though. Here's the other sleeves. Gotta iron them. I ironed the bottom, and this is how the bottom turned out. I ended up doing a 1 line, and then I did a zigzag right above it because there were some parts here that were like, come on, focus. There were some parts here that were not sewn under because there was so much shredding that some parts it was hard to do. But anyway, so I ended up right above it doing the zigzag just to catch all that end, and this is how it looks, and I like it. Can't even look so pretty that way. I don't care. There it is. Did the best I could. I did the string, and I put it through, and it went all the way around. You see this back, how that looks, the gathers, and this look on the inside. Can't even tell that I did this white all the way around. It wanted me to make, the directions said you put elastic in the back and a string, but I just did the string. Please let me know down in the comments what you think. Thank you for watching.